For years, the goal of SEO was pretty simple, right? Get to the top of Google. We all learned the playbook. But what if I told you that entire playbook is being rewritten right now as we speak? See, the game isn't about being found in a list of blue links anymore. It's about being selected by an AI. And honestly, if you're not optimizing for that, you're about to get left behind.
And if you think this is some far-off, futuristic thing, just look at this number, 357%. That's not a typo. According to TechCrunch, that was the year-over-year spike in referral traffic from AI to top websites. This isn't some trend on the horizon. It is a massive shift that is happening right now. We're already talking billions of queries being handled by AI assistants. So the question isn't if this is going to affect you, it's how quickly you can adapt.
And this quote from Microsoft Advertising, it nails it. This is the new reality. It is no longer enough for your website to just be a destination. Your content has to be a source. It has to be an answer so clear, so authoritative that an AI trusted enough to use it directly in its response. And that, right there, is the critical difference we're going to dig into.
Okay, let's get into the new rules of this game. And I want to be super clear here. This is not about throwing out everything you know about SEO. Not at all. Think of all that traditional SEO work as the foundation. It's absolutely crucial. It's what gets you in the door. But to actually win in this age of AI, you have to build on top of that foundation in a completely new way. This slide really lays it all out. On the left, you've got the old world, traditional search. The whole goal was to get your entire page to rank #1. It was basically a winner-take-all game. But on the right, you have AI search, and it is a completely different animal. The AI is more like an assembler. It's picking and choosing the best pieces of content from all over the web to construct the perfect answer. So your goal isn't to be the top link anymore, it's to provide the best building blocks. And the technical term for how the AI does this is called parsing. Seriously, think of your article like a set of Legos. The AI doesn't see your beautifully finished castle, it sees every single individual brick. It breaks your content down into these small, modular pieces, it evaluates each one for relevance and authority, and then it uses the best bricks to build its final answer. So, our job is to make our bricks really easy for the AI to find and use.
Which brings us right to the core strategy here. Getting selected, not just ranked. This is all about making your content as easy as possible for an AI to understand, to trust, and ultimately to repurpose. You're shifting from just speaking to humans to speaking to both humans and machines.
But look, before we get into all the new fancy stuff, let's be crystal clear about something. The fundamentals, they are absolutely non-negotiable. If your site isn't crawlable, if your metadata is a total mess, if you have no internal linking or backlinks, you're basically invisible to an AI. These basics are the price of admission. You have to get them right, or nothing else we talk about is going to matter.
So you might be thinking, okay, if the foundation is the same, then what has actually changed? What are the specific actionable things I need to start doing differently to get my content selected by an AI? Great question. Let's break that down.
The first huge change is all about structure. You have to stop thinking about your content as just one big block of text. An AI doesn't read your page like a person does. It scans it for signals. It's looking for a clear hierarchy, like a roadmap, that tells it what's important and how all the different ideas connect. The way you organize your content is probably the single most powerful signal you can send to an AI. And these right here, these are the 5 most critical signals. Having your page title and your H1 heading aligned, that's like your handshake with the AI. It confirms what the page is about. Your subheadings, the H2s and H3s, they act as signposts, breaking your content into logical chunks that are easy to parse. Q&A formats, that's basically a cheat code because you're directly mirroring how users ask questions. Lists and tables are like prepackaged meals for an AI, perfectly organized data. And schema markup? Well, that's like putting a little label on each piece of content telling the AI exactly what it is. It just removes all the guesswork. Let's make this really concrete. Look at this example. See how perfectly aligned everything is? The page title is hyper-specific for the search engine. Best quiet dishwashers for open-concept kitchens. The H1 is a bit more catchy for the reader. Quietest dishwashers for modern homes. And then the H2 drills down into a specific question a user would actually ask. Every element supports the others, and that sends this incredibly powerful, consistent signal to the AI about what this content is all about. And here is a perfect show-don't-tell example of structure in action. The first one is that classic wall of text, and AI has to really work to pull out the important features. But the second example? It's perfectly structured for parsing. The heading clearly states the intent, top 3 features, and the bulleted list presents each feature as a distinct, reusable piece of information. It's clean, it's efficient, and it is totally machine readable.
Okay, so once you've got your structure locked in, the next layer is the writing itself. This is where we go from the blueprint of the house to the actual bricks. We need to focus on 2 really important things: absolute clarity and a concept I like to call snippability.
Writing with semantic clarity really just means being incredibly precise. So instead of using vague marketing fluff like innovative, you've got to anchor your claims in facts. Don't just say a dishwasher is quiet. Say it's a 42 decibel dishwasher designed for open concept kitchens. That specific context is absolute gold for an AI that's trying to match your content to a user's question. And using related terms like quiet and noise level helps the AI build confidence that it truly understands the topic.
So what exactly is snippable content? Well, it's content that's literally designed to be lifted out of the page. You're thinking in short, 1 to 2 sentence answers. Each sentence has to make sense on its own, even if it's pulled completely out of the original article. And ideally, it's sitting right underneath a clear, descriptive heading that basically acts as the question for that snippet.
All right, so now that we know what we should be doing, it's just as important to know what not to do. There are some really common content habits that might seem harmless, but they can make your content pretty much invisible to an AI. Let's go over the biggest visibility killers.
These here are the big structural mistakes. Those long, unbroken paragraphs, they're a total nightmare for parsing. The AI has no idea where one idea ends and the next one begins. Hiding your best content in accordions or tabs is another huge no-no. If it's not visible when the page loads, the AI might just assume it doesn't even exist. And things like PDFs and images, yeah, they can be indexed, but to an AI, they're basically black boxes. They just don't have that rich, structured data that an AI needs to feel confident using your content. And then we have the common writing mistakes. Packing way too many ideas into a single sentence, that just confuses people and machines. Using decorative symbols like arrows and stars, it's just noise that can break the parsing process. And again, making those unanchored, fluffy claims like next-gen or cutting edge are meaningless without facts to back them up. Clarity and precision, that is always the goal.
So, let's bring this all together into a simple 4-step checklist for AI visibility. Number 1, nail the SEO basics. That's your foundation. Number 2, structure everything. Use clear headings, lists, tables, and schema markup. 3, write with absolute clarity. Be precise, be factual, provide context. And finally, number 4, make it snippable. Craft those concise, self-contained answers that are just begging for an AI to lift and use them.
And that's really the bottom line here. Getting selected by an AI isn't random. It's not about luck. It's not some secret trick. It is a direct result of making your content incredibly easy for a machine to process and trust. When you focus on structure, clarity, and snippability, you give your content the absolute best chance to become part of the answer. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about when you go back and look at your own work. Is your content just another link waiting to be clicked? Or is it an answer waiting to be selected?